Hi, boys and girls. I'm sitting here with my plant and thinking that it needs something. I think I have forgotten to give it something. What is it that all plants need in order to survive? There were 3 things. Can you remember? Soil. Its soil looks pretty good. Light, sunlight, it's getting that. And water. My plant needs a little bit of water. Do you remember how the plant starts and how it grows? What does it start with? It starts as a tiny little seed. And what grows first? Does it grow up first? Before it grows up, it has to grow down. What do we call that part that grows down? The roots. The roots grow down and they help bring the nourishment up to the plant, but they also hold it strong. So if a big wind comes, the deep roots will hold the plant in place. Then what's that tall part that grows up called? The stem. The stem starts as a little sprout as it starts to first come up out of the dirt. Then it grows taller and taller. The stem is like a straw. It sucks the water from down in the dirt and the soil up to the top of the plant. So we've got our seed, we've got our roots, got a sprout that grows up taller to a stem, and then what grows out? The leaves, and then eventually we get a flower, which makes more seeds, so it can start all over again. All right, we know how plants grow. Let's make some words grow today. Let's start with this. This is a picture of ham. Ham. What's the first sound you hear? Ham. Middle. Ha. What's at the end? Ham. Ham. Now we're going to change ham to hat. Ham, hat. They both have the middle sound. Ham, hat, ha. We move our A up. But what's the new ending sound? Hat, hat. T, at, hat. Now let's change hat to mat. Hat, mat. Those words rhyme. At. What's the new beginning sound? Mat. 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 Now let's change mat to map. Mat. Map. What's going to change? I hear map. Map. Now change map to nap. Those sound very similar. Map, nap. They rhyme, map, nap. So I can move up app. But I need a new beginning sound, nap. Not an M, this time it's an N. Read these words with me. Nap, map, mat, hat, ham. Let's do another one. This time we're going to start with the word jug. Listen to each sound. J, g, j, g. What's your first sound? J. J. What's your next sound? J, U. What's the ending sound? Jug. 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 Now we want to change jug to hug. jug, hug. Those words rhyme, so we can move up our ugh. But we need a new beginning. Hug. Ugh. Hug. Now let's change hug to bug. Hug, bug. Those words rhyme. I can move up my ugh. What's the beginning sound? B, 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 ugh. Bug. Now change bug to bag. Bug, bag. Which letter changes to make bug turn to bag? The vowel sound changes. Bag has an A. B, A, G. Bag. Now we want to change bag to flag. We have 4 spaces this time. Flag, bag. Those words rhyme. So I know that means I can change and take my ag up. Now we need the beginning. Flag. Listen very carefully. Do you hear 2 sounds together? Flag. Flag. I hear 2 letters holding hands and making one sound together. They're blended together. Flag. Flag. Good. Read these words. Flag. Bag. Bug. Hug. Jug. Good job. Now let's see if you can read those words by themselves. Nap. Jug. Mat. Ham. Hug. Hat. Map. Bug. Flag. Great job. Now we're going to read some more words that are related to plants. Remember your letter sounds and see if you can read these words with me. Let's see if you can help me read these parts of the plant life cycle. S. 2 E's say E, D. Seed. Seed. O-U says ow. Spur. Out. I know that part of the word is out. Spur. Out. Spur. Out. Sprout. Two vowels together. 2 vowels go walking. The first one does the talking. The first one says its name. E. Leaf. Bud. Bud. Now help me read these words that a plant needs. Sun. At. And ER is like a race car. At. Watter. Do we say watter? No. Water. Oil. Soil. Now help me read about the parts of some of the plants. 2 O's are like a ghost eyes. Oot. Oot. root. Stem. 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 O-W can say ow. And ER says flower. Flower. In the story we're going to read today, it's a great story for a special day that happened this week. This week we had Earth Day, a day celebrating everything about keeping the earth safe and protecting our earth. And this story talks about a special part on our earth called the rainforest. The rainforest is an area where there's lots and lots and lots of plant growth. And that's going to be the setting for our story today. Do you remember what setting means? The setting means where our story and when our story takes place. And this story is going to take place in the rainforest. And this book is called The Great Kapok Tree. And it's written and illustrated by Lynn Cherry. Look and see what happens when a man has to decide if he's going to chop down a tree in the rainforest. Let's read. The Great Kapok Tree, a Tale of the Amazon Rainforest by Lynn Cherry. The Great Kapok Tree by Lynn Cherry, autographed to Brittany and Brandon. Two men walked into the rainforest. Moments before, the forest had been alive with the sounds of squawking birds and howling monkeys. Now all was quiet as the creatures watched the two men and wondered why they had come. The larger man stopped and pointed to the Great Kapok Tree. Then he left. The smaller man took the axe he carried and he struck the trunk of the tree. Whack! 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 The sounds of the blows rang through the forest. The wood of the tree was very hard. Chop! 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 Oh! The man wiped the sweat that ran down his face and his neck. Whack! Chop! Whack! Chop! Soon the man grew tired. He sat down to rest at the foot of the Great Kapok Tree. Before he knew it, the hum and the heat of the forest had lulled him to sleep. A boa constrictor lived in the kapok tree. He slithered down its trunk to where the man was sleeping. He looked at the gash and the axe that the man had just made into the tree. Then the huge snake slid very close to the man and hissed in his ear, "Senor, this tree is a tree of miracles. It is my home, where generations of my ancestors have lived. Do not chop it down." A bee buzzed in the sleeping man's ear. "Bzzz, Senor, my hive is in the kapok tree, and I fly from tree to tree and flower to flower, collecting pollen. In this way, I pollinate the trees and flowers throughout the rainforest. You see, all living things depend upon one another." Bzzz. A troop of monkeys scampered down from the canopy of the kapok tree. They chattered to the sleeping man. "Senor, we have seen the ways of the man. You chop down one tree, then you come back for another and another. The roots of these trees will wither and die, and there will be nothing left to hold them in place. When the heavy rains come, the soil will be washed away, and the forest will be a desert. A toucan, a macaw, and a cock of the rock flew down from the canopy. "Señor," squawked the toucan, "you must not cut down this tree. We have flown all over the rainforest and seen what happens once you begin to chop down the trees. Many people settle on the land. They set fires to clear the underbrush, and soon the forest disappears. Where once there was life and beauty, only black and smoldering remain." A bright and small tree frog crawled along the edge of a leaf. In a squeaky voice, he piped in the man's ear. "Señor, a ruined rainforest means ruined lives, many ruined lives. You will leave many of us homeless if you chop down this great kapok tree." A jaguar had been sleeping along a branch in the middle of the tree. Because his spotted coat blended into the dappled light and shadows of the understory, no one had noticed him. Now he leapt down and padded silently over to the sleeping man. He growled in his ear, "Señor, the kapok tree is home to many birds and animals. If you cut it down, where will I find my dinner?" 4 tree porcupines swung down from a branch and whispered to the man, "Señor, do you know that we animals and humans, do you know what we need in order to live? Oxygen. And Señor, do you know what trees produce? Oxygen. If you cut down the forests, you will destroy that which gives us all life." Several anteaters climbed down the kapok tree with their young children clinging to their backs. The unstriped anteater said to the sleeping man, "Señor, you are chopping down this tree with no thought for the future. And surely you know that what happens tomorrow depends on what you do today. The big man tells you to chop down this beautiful tree. He does not think of his own children, who tomorrow must live in a world without trees." A 3-toed sloth had been climbing down from the canopy when the men first appeared. Only now did she reach the ground. Plodding ever so slowly over to the sleeping man, she spoke in her deep and lazy voice. "Señor, how much is beauty worth? Can you live without it? If you destroy the beauty of the rainforest, on what would you feast your eyes?" A child from the Yanomamo tribe who lived in the rainforest knelt over the sleeping man. He murmured in his ear, "Señor, when you awake, please look upon us all with new eyes." The man awoke with a start. Before him stood the rainforest child, and all around him, staring, were the creatures who depended upon the great kapok tree. What wondrous and rare animals they were! The man looked about and saw the sun streaming through the canopy. Spots of bright light glowed like jewels amidst the dark green forest. Strange and beautiful plants seemed to dangle in the air, suspended from the great kapok tree. The man smelled the fragrant perfume of the flowers. He felt the steamy mist rising from the forest floor. But he heard no sound, for the creatures were strangely silent. The man stood and picked up his axe. He swung back his arm, ready to strike the tree. Then suddenly, he stopped. He turned and looked at the animals and the child. He hesitated. Then he dropped the axe and walked out of the rainforest. I'm glad he didn't chop down that tree. The rainforest looked beautiful, and those are all animals that you would really find in the Amazon rainforest. Now in the rainforest, those trees can grow up so tall that they have the big canopy is called the very top of the trees. Today we're going to look at a different plant and we're going to do a drawing together. So get a piece of paper, turn it up and down, not side to side. Turn your paper up and down and follow the directions to draw a plant. Okay, boys and girls, we're going to start. You're going to turn your paper up and down like mine is. I'm not going to look at any of this space over here. We're just going to look at the rectangle that I drew there. That's going to be your paper. And we're going to start by making a line that slants here and slants here. It's not going to slant too much, just a little bit. And then go all the way across and go just a little bit further on each end, like that. Now you're going to draw another line right above that line and connect the edges. We just made the flower pot. Now we're going to put 3 flowers in this pot. So we're going to draw the part that holds the flower up tall, the stem. We're going to draw a line down and another little line right beside it. There's one stem. Now let's make another flower stem. And we're going to make it go off a little bit this way. There's mine. And let's do a 3rd flower stem. If you want to put more than 3 flowers, you can. So I've got 3 flower stems. Now, to make my flower, I'm going to start by making kind of a little bumpy, squiggly, cloud kind of shape. I'm going to start about right here, up a little bit from my stem, and I'm just going to go bump, 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 like that. And in the middle, I'm going to put a little circle. Now to make it look like a flower, I'm going to go outside that shape and I'm going to do it again a little bit bigger, like that. I think I'm going to do one more. And that one goes all the way to my stem. Now we can do the same thing on the other side. I'll start with my little cloud shape and a circle in the middle. But this time when I do my sides, when I run into the other flower, I have to stop. I'm going to go the other way. There's my flower. I have to stop. And do it again on the 3rd row. There's the flower. I have to stop. And it stops there. There's my 2nd flower. Let's do it one more time. Start with my little cloud shape and a circle in the middle. Make my 2nd bumpy row and my 3rd. And this one will go all the way up. Stop when you hit the flower. And there it goes. Now I can add a triangle on that side to make a leaf. I think I'm going to put one here and one here. Now be sure to go and color your drawing of the flower pot. Be sure to color those drawings and send me a picture. I want to see what your flowers in the pot look like. I hope you have a great day and a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday where we'll start talking about the life cycle of something else besides plants.